Greetings to all from Noginsk, near Moscow. It was here 5 years ago, at the end of June 2016. A new plant for production of pumping equipment, WILO, was opened. And I'm pleased to introduce my interlocutors today, our guests. Those people, thanks to whom WILO RUS is actively growing, developing and strengthening its position in the market. They are Jens Dallendoerfer, Senior VP of WILO Group, Nikolay Samoylov, General Director of WILO RUS, and Pavel Filippenkov, Director of Production, WILO RUS. Before we start, let's see a short story before. I'd like to remind all the audience that we're working live. We are in a live broadcast, and anyone in the audience can ask your questions live using the online chat. And now, before we start, let's see a short story telling us about the secrets of WILO popularity and why the products are so much demanded in a modern world. All eyes on screen.
Глобальные задачи требуют глобальных ответных мер. В WILO мы вносим свой вклад и движемся вперед. Концерн WILO – один из ведущих мировых поставщиков насосов и насосных систем для строительной отрасли, водного хозяйства и промышленности. Мы управляем водой с помощью инновационных продуктов, интеллектуальных решений и услуг сервиса. WILO – поставщик оборудования для важных объектов жизнеобеспечения по всему миру. Мы оснащаем объекты водного хозяйства. Мы обеспечиваем оборудованием ключевые отрасли промышленности и сельского хозяйства. WILO – пионер в области цифровых технологий в своем секторе. Являясь лидером в инновациях, мы устанавливаем стандарты от интеллектуального производства до умных насосов. Они помогают достичь нам высокого уровня удовлетворенности клиентов и эффективности. WILO предлагает решения для устойчивого развития, а также берет на себя социальную ответственность. Являясь одним из 50 лидеров в области устойчивого развития и защиты климата и обладателем награды в области устойчивого развития German Sustainability Award 2021, WILO стремится активно бороться с изменением климата. А к 2025 году все производственные площадки WILO по всему миру станут климатически нейтральными. Около 8000 сотрудников являются основой успеха и сердцем WILO. Вместе мы сможем справиться со всеми величайшими вызовами нашего времени.
For almost 150 years, WILO has become one of the most powerful market players. One of its undeniable competitive advantages is its worldwide geography of presence. Jens, what is the company today? You have the first question. Could you please tell us more about the company today? Ksenia, thank you. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, partners, and friends.
To welcome you all today to our digital event dedicated to the celebration of the 5-year anniversary of our factory here in Noginsk, close to Moscow. You may know that the WILO Group is one of the world's leading premium suppliers of pump systems and services. We do this for buildings, we do this for water management, means for water supply, like our water canals in Russia doing, and also for industry applications, we producing these pumps, systems and services. In the last decade, we transformed from a hidden to a quite visible and connected champion. And for me, very special, and I'm very proud on this, that WILO Russia, also with this factory since the last 5 years here, played a significant role on this transformation to become more visible as a pump producer and service provider, not only here in Russia, worldwide. Currently, WILO has 16 factories all over the world. Noginsk is one of them. We are represented in more than 90 countries in the world. Of course, Russia is the biggest one. More than 8,000 employees are working for us worldwide, 400 here in Russia. And we provide not only pumps, mechanical, we provide smart, efficient and climate-friendly pumps. And our destiny is to keep water flowing for everybody.
Йенс, ну очевидно, что новая реальность диктует новые правила, новые вызовы. 2020 год навсегда войдет в историю. Можно сказать, что коронавирус разделил мир на
So, the coronavirus pandemic has split the world into before and after. This year 2020 will go down in history. However, how prepared is your company for the challenges of the new reality economy? Because crisis presents also new opportunities.
Actually, all companies worldwide have to find an answer on this question. And I hope and I know we at WILO, we are sometimes a little bit quicker in finding these answers than other companies, and this is important in the competition, of course. Being a global company, we need to identify our news and opportunities, especially for the future. And for our long-term strategy planning, WILO has found out 5 mega trends what describe changes that will have significant impact on the world and the future and our business, of course.
Что это за 5 трендов, да?
What are the 5 trends?
The first mega trend is urbanization. Urbanization, you can see like Moscow, a city who grows and grows like other cities in Russia, but this worldwide. And growing cities will draw a large share of energy and water consumption. For this, we produce highly efficient products, and we have to adapt to this development so that we can continue to supply constantly water in the future. A second mega trend, what else it could be for us important, is the water shortage. The water shortage currently in the world prevents access to drinking water for nearly 1 billion people. Freshwater resources are limited. Not so much in Russia, but in other countries. Go to our neighbor countries in Central Asia, where we have already this problem. So moving water, reliable and environmental friendly, has a long tradition at WILO. And we want to help to get better access to clean water for these people who don't have it now in the world, and of course to them who already have access to continuously like this.
Хорошо, 2 тренда мы назвали, остается еще 3. Какой
We have named the 3 mega trends. What is the third?
Globalization 2.0.
The third is globalization
Я слышала
2.0.
только про 1.0. Что такое 2.0?
What is 2.0 globalization?
A little bit ahead. We recognize this as a mega trend. Now, you mentioned the pandemic, and many people think globalization finished now. We don't think that globalization finished and never will finish. The world is connected, but it needs to be adjusted. There is what we learned in this pandemic, there is a decoupling between countries, international and regional markets, societies and cultures. So sometimes the supply chain was interrupted. You still have it a little bit in China now, in the harbor, a lot of ships are waiting and vessels waiting with the containers and cannot ship. And we are reacting on these changes by expanding our global presence. Our products more tailor-made to meet the needs of our people, of our customers in the region. Actually, we could not smell it 5 years ago, but actually what we did in Russia is exactly this decoupling. We signed the Spets Invest contract, we're becoming a Russian producer, and we're producing products here which is up to 100% sourced in Russia, so that the supply chain cannot be so easily interrupted. And this is a tendency we have to do in more countries, more WILO countries. And we learn, and the WILO family learns from Russia how we did this here. And so I think we all the time a little bit beyond our competitors, at least I hope.
Я поняла. А каким еще трендам остальным двум следует?
So, what other two trends should WILO family keep note of?
The next one, everybody can feel it in these days, especially is the climate change as a mega trend. And WILO, as well as the Russian Federation, cares about CO2 emissions that continue to rise. And we want to help with our energy efficient products to reduce the CO2 emission. For example, to make it more visible for economists or somebody who is not so technician. 10 years ago, we had pumps who consumed 90% more energy than they consuming in our days. And if you know that 10 to 15% of all the energy of a country are consumed by pumps, then you can imagine how big is the potential to save energy. And if you save energy, it's less CO2.
Но получается, что вы постоянно вкладываете в свое оборудование, в свои
So,
технологии.
you are constantly investing into your equipment, into your technologies. So, your product exceeds the price of your components price. Does it last longer? Is it more durable? Well, Ksenia, you know we have a good saying, pay nice, buy nice, or pay twice. That's a very good point. And a very good question, Ksenia. Thank you for that. I'd like to say that you are right.
Our customers ask us these questions. You are too expensive, you are in the tender, you cannot win because you're too expensive. And we have a huge amount of employees, engineers, who work together with our customers to explain and to do a calculation about the lifetime circle of our products. And if you see the quality, what is German quality produced in Russia, I think Pavel will explain this later on, and you see the energy consumption. And also in Russia, energy is not so cheap. In other countries, even worse. And then you do a calculation and you see that in the life circle, our product is much cheaper, much, not only a little bit. But sometimes you have to explain this, and our engineers are doing this. And so we are very high quality, but not the most expensive ones.
Высокое качество, это точно. Давайте пятый мегатренд тоже назовем.
And now the fifth mega trend. I wonder what it is now.
The mega trend is of course also important. It's not only we not only have the water shortage, we also have the energy shortage. Energy producing is the CO2, and for the environment is bad. And everything works now with energy, and we need energy, and we don't have enough resources. So WILO is focusing on energy efficient products and renewable energy to struggle climate change. Here we see also great potential in hydrogen as an energy supplier. And we also exchange with heating technology producers already supplying pumps for the cells that are operated with hydrogen. And here my hope after the Economic Forum in St. Petersburg is that Germany and Russia will have a collaboration on hydrogen, because Russia has a lot of gas where we can make hydrogen out of this, and we can recover the CO2 or put it to a stock here in the country. So the collaboration would be very successful, I would see. And there was a lot of talks in St. Petersburg about this between German energy supplier and the Russian community. And WILO want to be part of this, of course.
Янс, ну вот у меня складывается впечатление, что все эти 5 трендов, это, наверное...
Look, I'm getting the impression that all of these 5 trends are actually the 5 challenges to the new economy, since we've mentioned that. Is there a general solution for every one of these mega trends, mega challenges?
You recognize this very well, that's true, and most probably your daughter, as she is young, can explain much better than me as an older guy. It is the digitalization. And you know, children, they easily go to the digitalization, they use it. But here we have to do a big step, and the digitalization supplemented by this digital transformation, which are the key factor for all 5 megatrends for sure. And we strongly believe that the smartest and digital products are the most energy efficient. And for this, I suppose Pavel also will touch this, we here in Russia, in Noginsk, not only producing the mechanical part of our pumps, what most people may think. In our days, each pump has also a brain, a digital electronic brain. And also this technology we transferred from Germany to Russia, producing here all the electronics, still not possible without import of some electronic parts, but the whole world suffers currently from this supply chain and the electronic parts. But the brain is built here. Even we designed the brains here, and we adjusted to the application here in Russia. So digitalization is somehow the key for everything.
Но цифровая трансформация очень красивые
Digital
слова.
transformation
Но
is
как
a
на
very
практике
beautiful word, but how is it in
отражается
practice?
вот
How is it
следование
shown
5
following
трендов
these
на
5
деятельности компании?
megatrends on company activities?
Как сказать, 5 лет назад здесь Noginsk, группа
You say
WILO
5 years
делает
ago,
тест-драйв.
Noginsk is
Мы
making
были
a
5
test
лет,
drive,
обычно
and
4
usually it's
года.
4 years
4 years
or
we
5.
have been the leading factory in the WILO group from the modern point of view. But in the beginning of this year, we opened a new headquarter in Dortmund, our WILO Park, the #1 digital location and future-oriented producer concept following the Industry 4.0 standards. And this standard, now from Germany, we will transfer to all the other WILO factories, also to Noginsk, to make use out of this digital transformation and the Industry 4.0 standard.
Так, подождите, то есть вы 5 лет назад построили завод.
So 5 years ago, you built a plant, and now you are going to upgrade it. Is it correct? Yes,
That's
it
true.
is so.
That's true. And it's a little bit, keeping such a factory running is a little bit like learning in life. You never can stop learning, otherwise you will go back. And such a factory need to be up to date all the time. And the easiest way is to use best practice. And this is what we are doing in the WILO family. Now the main input comes from our WILO park in Dortmund. What, by the way, is the biggest investment the WILO group ever did, is nearly 300 million euros we spent. And the size of the factory, as we in times of the football European Championship, we can compare with 26 football fields. And you know, the Germans love football, and still is a chance that we become champion, European champion. But last night, first of all, Swiss guys won the game against the European champion France. So will be interesting, And the interesting thing, coming back to the point, is that this factory already end of this year will be carbon neutral. This is 4 years earlier than planned. And this is a sign also for our customers that we not only have a green color, we also have green blood, a green heart, and we are authentic in what we're telling. We not only want to sell green products, we want to show that we are a green company, and that our customers see this company is authentic in what they are doing.
Но давайте все равно на 5 лет назад вернемся. Вот как
Let's go
было
5
принято решение о
years back
строительстве
ago. How
завода в Ногинске?
decision
Какие
was
факторы
made about
оказались
constructing
решающими?
plant in Noginsk? What were the main factors?
Logic and easy decision, as Russia at this time, at least 15 years, was a very important market for the WILO group. And as we know that Russia, as part of Europe, as we see it, will be in the future remain an important market. So it was simply a logic step to build a factory here. The decision was made in 2013 by the board of directors in Germany, and it was planned to strengthen our position in the market, become even closer to our customers, to become a reliable partner, that they see we are not only importing pumps and in the next crisis we will disappear. We give a sign that we will stay here forever with our customers, and if they have a problem, we will be there and we are reachable and we will solve the problem together with our customers. The construction time was 3 years, and we started operation in May 2016 here. And the idea was from the beginning, this I want to state because it's important also for the employees, for the people, for the customers, not only a production facility who produce products made in Russia. We want to have a high-tech center. We want to transfer also high-tech to Russia, technology. And so we have a high-tech center here for pump testing, fully equipped training facility for our Russian customers here, projektировщики, водоканалы. Everybody who needs a training can come here and will be trained on the samples of the pumps. And we have a service center, also fully equipped, so we can do in-house repair, and we can train service technicians who are also not all the time employee of the WILO company, separate companies. We can train here on the standards that if one of our pumps, what is of course nearly very seldom, can be done in a way that the pump runs after this again the same lifetime as before. So it's really very nice, equipped also for the employees in the offices and the workers, with the canteen, with a lot of social things around. And I'm really proud that we were able to implement successful everything we planned here, even a little bit more than we planned. Execution was even better. And in honor to this, we also got 2 awards for the building. It's 2 Green Building Awards. One is LEED Gold, the International Green Building Award. You have to fulfill some requirements inside, using rainwater, wastewater, having some outside for bicycles, and a lot of things has to be fulfilled. It's expensive, it's not for free. It was more than €500,000 more expensive to build a building in the way that you get this certificate. It's not simply to do this. And we got also a Green Zoom as a certificate for the green building here in Russia.
А что дает этот сертификат? И он
What does it provide, this certificate? Is it really green?
For the green building. You could see it over there on the wall there. It's the LEED Gold and the Zoom certificate.
А что он дает, этот сертификат? Просто
And what does it provide? Only the status?
It proves to our customers that we are authentic, that we are really doing. And yeah, it is, for us it's important to be authentic, to do something, to show that also production doesn't need to be dirty, can be green, to prove this. And yeah, otherwise it's simply, it's something you want to have to show, yeah.
Йенс, а помните день открытия завода?
Do you remember the day of opening of the plant? What are your reminiscences and emotions? Yes, of course. For me, it was the whole day.
One day later was a lot of emotions. Of course, was a highlight of my business life. Even it's not the first factory I built, but it's the best one and most future-oriented. The possibility the WILO Group gave to us here in Russia to build this factory was enormous. Will not say without any limit, but really to fulfill all the targets on high-tech production, on green building, on offices also for employees, that they feel really that they can inspired coming to work. So I'm very proud, and I feel it in this moment more like a Russian may feel in this moment by dusha than by heart. And yeah, this really touched me, I have to say.
Николай, не могу вас не спросить. Какие у вас
I have to ask you, Nikolay, what are your impressions, reminiscences of this day? First of all, I remember a large number of guests.
Это было можно?
It was possible at that time, yes, it was possible. And I remember a large number of our partners and final consumers of pumps. And the second thing that I remembered is a large queue of those who wanted to come to tour Pavel and his team and to take a look of our production. That tells that people love us and they are interested in our brand. So how many tours did you have, Pavel, at that time? Well, huge number of tours. Many people wanted to go there. We split into several teams and each went with its own group. First, I remember high-ranking guests. At the opening had the leaders of the state, Dmitry Medvedev, and of course I remember those conversations during the tour. For example, Dmitry Medvedev was interested how the transfer of knowledge was organized and transfer of technologies from Germany to Russia, how training was organized of our specialists in Germany and other places. So it was quite constructive discussion, and for half an hour we showed our plant and explained our technologies that would be applied here and showed the testing stand that Jens mentioned. That's the most complex and advanced system that existed at WILO Group at that time. So it was a really exciting day. Well, you remember this day, not only you, but also Hermes, member of the board of the company since 2006. And under his management, turnover of the company exceeded 1 billion euros. And by the way, orientation for production orientation is also a merit of Hermes. And now we'll take a look at his congratulations. Attention to the screen.
Dear guests, dear colleagues and friends. I'm really happy that we celebrate the 5-year anniversary of our WILO subsidiary in Noginsk today. I remember very well our opening ceremony in 2016 and would have loved to be on site with you once again for this occasion right now. But unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic does not make this possible. Looking back in time, it is quite impressive what success track record WILO Russia has been able to accomplish. As WILO Group, we recognized quite early the strategic importance of the Russian market for the whole Eurasian region and started our local activities already in 1997. Today, WILO is not only one of the world's leading premium supplier for pumps and pump systems for the building services, water management and the industry sector, but it is furthermore also a visible and connected champion, especially in the Russian market. With smart systems and solutions, the WILO Group provides the vital service of keeping water flowing. This has become even more crucial in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is the reason why in Russia, WILO has been recognized as 1 out of 10 foreign companies labeled as company of strategic importance. Thanks to the unbureaucratic support of the Russian government, we have been able to keep our production running and serve critical infrastructures like hospitals. But of course, this would not have been possible without our WILO team in Russia. I am proud that thanks to our more than 300 employees, our production site in Noginsk and our branches in 30 cities all over Russia, we can always be close to our customers and partners. As some of you may know, I'm also the president of the German Eastern Business Association. In a recent study among the German citizens, the importance of Russia for the German economy became even clearer. The majority of German citizens would like to see a closer cooperation between the European Union and Russia. 62% are in favor of more intensive relations between the EU and Russia. A large majority can imagine a common European economic area, including Russia, and wants to cooperate with Russia on the future topic of hydrogen. This will offer a lot of opportunities for WILO in the future. If I may add a few personal words. I personally love to travel to Russia and always feel very welcome. Furthermore, I always really appreciate the intensive mutual exchange with President Putin. During our last exchange, for example, we discussed the Zvesta project and our WILO contribution close to Vladivostok. This was only one of many milestones in our Russian success story. Dear colleagues and friends, congratulations to the 5 years anniversary and keep up the good work to many more milestones in the ongoing WILO success story. All the best from Dortmund.
I'll remind you that we are now in a live broadcast, and anyone in the audience can write your questions into the online chat, and at the end of our broadcast we'll try to respond. Now we are continuing, and the next question I'd like to ask the General Manager of WILO RUS, Nikolay Samoylov. Nikolay, I know that you have taken position on 1st of January 2021. Congratulations, but prior to that, for quite a long time, you were working in management positions, beginning with sales director in one of the market segments. So, in your opinion, in these 5 years, how has the company changed? Look, throughout the 5 years, WILO in Russia has changed, transformed from an organization that was mainly distributing pumps, selling pumps, into a company, into a production company. This is very important. This is the next stage in our development in the Russian Federation. And also the production of our company in these years have been installed in multiple locations, and the keynote projects were Hermitage, St. Petersburg, Lakta Center, St. Petersburg, and also the Moscow Kremlin. I would also like to note the preparation in the run-up to the World Cup 2018, and I'd like to say that WILO has supplied 9 stadiums, 9 Olympic venues out of the 12 that hosted games. So the company has come a huge way in this short time. They all performed really well. We saw them live now. We saw the real production pictures. Yes, they're still working, and it's going very well. Thank you. We have said that the geography of WILO operations is quite extensive, but how quickly are the issues of supply and installation into the regions tackled? Look, our company performs serious investments into infrastructure. We have over 30 branches that cover the whole territory of Russian Federation, and our geography of presence ranges from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok. This allows us to be close to our customers, to respond quickly to their needs, and also we are operating and managing 13 regional warehouses. So it's not only the central warehouse here at Noginsk, but we also have regional warehouses, and this allows us to provide increased availability of our equipment, of our pumps. The clients can get it quickly from our regional warehouses, and also this allows us to improve the delivery times for pumps and pump systems to customers. So, as far as I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong, the main production center is here at Noginsk, and then we distribute it to other warehouse locations. Yes, Ksenia, that is correct. Moreover, WILO in Russia is a single company out of a multitude of companies in WILO Group. We're part of international supply chains, and we're interacting with European countries. We receive a lot of products and components from Germany and France. We're also cooperate with the countries of Asia region. So we're using all the advantages of being a part of a large WILO family. However, to increase our export, to boost our export potential. In Russia, we have begun developing the logistics hub. Beginning with 2014, we have been developing the export of our products from Noginsk, and in 7 years, we have seen serious growth. I'm aware that you're working with Eurasia and the CIS countries. Could you please tell us more about the logistics setup there? Yes, that's correct. Noginsk serves as a central warehouse where 100% of the products is then shipped on to CIS countries. We began with Kazakhstan and Belarus, but now we're covering the full CIS geography. And as part of our Eurasia region. And we have also recently began exporting to such remote regions as Latin America countries. Yes, seriously? Well, wow, from Noginsk, yes, straight out of Noginsk, the components produced fully in Russia. And during the pandemic, did you experience any difficulties? Yes, during the pandemic, we have certainly experienced the shortage of sea containers, sea shipping containers, and auto transport shortages as well. But the strategy that Jens mentioned, the strategy for developing local suppliers, has allowed us to mitigate this isolation effect, and our customers did not practically experience any breaks in the supply, any interruptions to supplies. We enjoyed good delivery dates, not only in Russia, but throughout the Eurasia region. I'm aware that last year you saw an online store opened. Is it related to the pandemic or just a coincidence? Look, it is just a coincidence. Following the digitalization trend, we have been long working on our online store, and the year of the pandemic coincided with the year of launching the store. Our online store, e-shop, is designed to advertise, promote our novelties, innovative products, new generation pump and systems. Also, it's a direct channel of communications between us and the end customer. Another serious new project related to digitalization we are now working on is related to creating digital models of all our pump and pump systems, because BIM modeling is fast becoming the de facto industry standard. What is BIM modeling? BIM modeling is creating a complex data, 3D models of the buildings, including all of its components and systems. They don't describe only the physical properties, such as height and weight and other specs, but also describes its functional specs. For instance, its interaction with other systems and elements of the building. This significantly improves energy efficiency, reduces costs throughout all the stages: planning, construction, operations, and maintenance. It allows us to significantly save costs, resources, and we plan to digitalize all of our systems by year's end. So a designer can log on to your website and check the passport of a product. So all the technical specs of technical specifications of your pump. So read the user's manuals. Yes, certainly, ranging from user's manuals to full-scale digital models. Our job here is to provide our partners, consumers and customers maximum information, awareness of our products, and improve cooperation and comfort. Look, Nikolay, you are selling very complex equipment, in my opinion. Quite often, it's individually produced. It requires timely maintenance. How do you structure the system for after-sales service? Look, this is a huge partnership network, over 120 service partners, and we have launched and are now implementing audit and training programs for our service partners to provide high-quality levels for our end users. Apart from the hotline we now have, we also introduced online consulting, WILO services online, that allow us to quickly tackle online any issues arising with our systems or pumps. Also, we have a service center in Noginsk, and also a dedicated service team. We also possess all the necessary licenses, own licensed electric laboratory. We're allowed to provide any services related to our equipment. And is it all for free within warranty obligations? Yes, certainly. Within warranty obligations, it's all free. But if the warranty has run out, can you still go to a service center? Yes, in case the warranty ran out, we will be still happy to provide full service support of our products. Our pumps are working for different periods. For instance, we have a pump in operation since 1946, actually, and we provide maintenance and service support even for these products that are no longer young, so to speak. 1946, working since then, amazing. Have you fixed it since then, or is it working fine? We have only done diagnostics. It is performing fine. And I'm aware that you have many young staff, many young people working at the company. It seems that the prestige of working professions in Russia has only recently begun seeing notice. But what makes you special? Why do young people turn to WILO? Well, first of all, every day we're working on improving the comfortable ambience, comfortable environment for people's work. We are also modern. We follow modern OHS standards. Headhunter, the Russian national recruiter, had also included us into 100 top Russian employers. We're very proud of that fact. It's also, apart from all else, our staff don't have only opportunity for career growth, they have also opportunity for self-development. We have WILO Academy department, and WILO Academy performs training of an education for their colleagues full-time, so people are able to self-realize, self-develop, and this goes especially for young employees who have recently joined us. So human resources is only one success factor out of your recipe. I'd like to discuss others too. But now, look, the median age of your employees. The median age of our employees is 40. We have a young team. Average work experience in the company is 6 years. And it's very indicative that our employees value us as an employer. So is the human factor important for you, or do you think no one is irreplaceable? Yes, I think human factor is very important, and I think we have one of the best teams in Moscow region. What else impacts production development? Production development is impacted not only by demand, in our case, also impacted by the strategy which was adopted by our government. This is supporting localization in Russia. We have actually looked ahead in 2017, jointly with the Ministry of Economy and Trade. We have entered SPICs, Special Investment Contracts. The essence was that we take responsibility to develop production in Russia in exchange for various breaks and stimuli from the government. We were one of the first companies that received this SPICs. The number of our contract was number 10, and out of all international pump producers, we are the only ones with special investment contract signed in place. Well, more in detail on a SPICs, we'd like to discuss it with the production director, but I'd like to remind you that anyone in the audience is now able to write your questions into the chat, and at the end of our broadcast, we will answer the most interesting questions.
Ну что ж, давайте теперь подробнее поговорим об
let's
инвестициях
discuss in
в
more detail
производстве.
about
Павел
investment in
Filippenkov,
production.
директор
Pavel
по
Filippenkov,
производству завода.
Director for Production. So, speak.
Заключили его одними
You
из
signed it,
первых,
one of the
10-й
first,
Николай
as
подсказал.
number
Какие
10, Nikolay
возможности
told
это
us. So,
открывает перед компанией?
what opportunities does open for the company? Well, first of all, as advantages on the market, because Speak provides national status to our products. So, in other words, already in 2017, products of the plant was recognized Russian thanks to signed special investment contract, and that means it received all the preferences of this status and the right to take part in state purchases, various municipal and federal programs, export support from the government. These are all the preferences that we obtained under this SPEAK arrangement. At the same time, agreements are mutually beneficial, and from the state, there are also important preferences that it received thanks to our SPEAK. And this is not only investment, although we invest significant funds, more than 750 million rubles over 9 years. More important is another thing, in order to produce in Russia the pump with the German quality. Is it possible, actually? Well, definitely it's possible, and proof of it is our factory. But it's not about that. Here we need to figure out with stereotypes. Of course, it's possible to produce products in Russia with high quality. No doubt about that. But also it's important that thanks to us and our orders, we raise the level of Russian companies that are our suppliers. So what is a Russian pump in our understanding? It's a pump made of components manufactured also in Russia. It's not so-called assembly, where all components were received from Germany. It was in 2016, but now it's different. And most products that we manufacture here are localized 90 and 99%, and a number of pumps that we produce for many years in large quantities, and the level of localization is almost 100%. So the last thing that we replaced for Russian was paint. And that's what we understand for localization and import substitution. That's creating a full technological cycle of production on the territory of the Russian Federation. And this is our part of obligation according to the agreement of the special investment contract. And definitely it's very good for the state, because we increase the process technology level. We have very strict requirements for quality. And in order to perform it, our suppliers have to make a lot of effort, and we too, but it's worth it, because our product has a national status and it will have it further. At what stage of legalization you are at now? How much you supply and how much you produce yourselves? Well, right now we are at a half completion of our special investment contract in terms of time and investment, and part of products will be localized, but most already localized. So we are halfway. I know that one of the new areas become development of manufacturing of automatic control of pump units. Why is it so? Yes, it's Jens' favorite topic. Automation and automatic control systems, pumps, really. From my point of view, SPEAK being more dedicated for mechanical part, casting, mechanical processing, special paintings, and that's what we focused on. And Jens was insistent on developing electronics, smart pump and smart units, competencies in software, in automation is a necessary substructure over mechanics. And I admit that he was right there. We really created a section for manufacturing automatic systems, and all our pump stations are complete with automatic control systems of our own production. Yes, components are still foreign-made, and when we are looking forward to Russian analogs, although control algorithms and software, it's all our own, we created a design construction bureau where we involved very qualified engineers and specialists, and we almost resolved this question. So are you making tests before commissioning? Yes, testing is a key word actually when speaking about quality. Thing is that we cannot say that testing taking place at the end, or testing or various audits and checkups is an inherent part of process technology. Almost after each operation there is a certain stage of control and inspection, and most products, especially complex products, very carefully tested and checked and inspected in various modes of operation, and the customers should not have any issues on the facility with our product. Of course, testing at large scale is happening. Yes, and this testing is happening at all WILO factories and facilities.
I already told in the beginning a little bit about this when I talked about the WILO Park in Dortmund, and that we want to transfer technology to the other factories. And one of the first things we did in this way was our test bench here in Noginsk. We had one modern one in Germany, and the one we built here is already an evolution, not a revolution, but an evolution. So the things what may have been not perfect in the ones in Germany, we already did in a different way here. We adjusted to our customer needs. The one here in Russia is much deeper, it's 12 meters deep, to test also techniques, equipment, what is bigger, what we need in the Russian market and in the Eurasian market. And so we synchronize all this knowledge between the factories in WILO, and currently we built a new factory in China and a new factory in India. And all this experience, what Pavel with the colleagues also has here from the test bench and the German colleagues, the sum of this experience go to the other factories. And especially proud we are here that our test bench is also certified for official pump testings, not only for WILO pumps. It's really a measurement what could be officially used, and I think this is quite unique in the WILO world.
First class of accuracy.
Давайте все-таки непосредственно о Ногинске.
Let's talk about Noginsk, about the stages of production, like how many production lines you have. Initially was planned 20 assembly lines, and for these years we expanded our production, and we have an automation shop, the favorite Jensen's technology, and we also deploy in the welding section, and the piping for our units will be fully done here in Noginsk. We'll not purchase components from the side, and that's a serious step for us as manufacturers. And in terms of plant development, we have a lot of plans. 5 years for a plant is a children's age, and we have the opportunities for expansion deeper and wider. We have plans for creating not only new pump units, but actually pumps, and especially those types that are especially in demand on the Russian market, because the demand on the Russian market is quite specific, and of course we want to be precisely in line with the requirements. And I can ask a question to Nikolay: what local products are most in demand on the market? First of all, I'd like to say the pumps from Chrono line and Chrono block which are the most mass products that we produce, and this is a reliable product, energy-efficient product, and it's used in heating and air conditioning system. The pump is fully localized in Russia, and again, we are working on a new generation of monoblock pumps. Need to say the pump units of WILO are very popular on the market. So, Pavel, what do you think? What are competitive advantages influence the consumer's choice?
Well, as you know, pumping units are traditionally a very convenient solution. It allows the customer to significantly facilitate, accelerate installation of building infrastructure, simplify operation of water supply and firefighting systems. Usually they're fitted with automation systems. All they have to do is press a button and start operations. But as for the advantages of our units, for instance, let's take the firefighting systems. Pump unit, firefighting station produced in Germany or Italy, it doesn't fit the Russian market due to firefighting standards being different in terms of regulation. And our factory had created a new class of firefighting stations and systems that fully conform to Russian standards and regulations and are convenient for users. So we have a huge lineup of systems, few thousands of nominations, few thousand SKU. Customers can use special online tools to select a necessary pump station suiting their needs. But if anyone needs pearl buttons we don't have in our standard product range, we can design them individually. Well, if I understand correctly, the industry and building residence construction, what is your market share in the segment? Look, we are growing in the segment relatively recently. According to pump industry standards, we have entered the segment. Our customers used to be the builders mostly until recently, but we see lots of prospects for growth in the market for industrial enterprises, for water channels, water treatment facilities. We provide high-capacity pumps, also for clean and wastewater. We have competency and experience of supplying pumps 27,000 cubic meters per hour for pumping seawater, for instance. That single pump capacity we're speaking of. Importantly, we conduct full range of tests on most of our pumps, including cavitation margin tests. Our tests bench allows us to measure the first accuracy test. We can also conduct hydrodynamic simulations at customers' requests remotely. The customers can monitor it from their office online. We also present designers, our customers, opportunity to select their pump and also take part in the design. For instance, according at customers' request, we can perform hydroelectric modeling and hydrodynamic simulations. And we can calculate characteristics of systems flow processes. And all of this is made in Russia. Yes, all of this is made in Russia. And in terms of production capacity and experience, we have a production center in Germany and in Russia, and we produce new products going by market needs. Our target in Russia is satisfying, as Pavel said, the demands of Russian market, because as we said before, firefighting systems, pumping systems, other systems have to correspond to local regulatory and standards, and we're tackling this important challenge here. And who is developing, who is designing the systems? Are they German engineers or local designers here at Noginsk? Who is doing all of this? These are local Noginsk designers and also the German development team. We're using the group's resources to select, to adopt the best experience and adapt it to our market. Our German experts Dallendoerfer team also developed the Stratos Maxo pump for the all-world markets. It sets new standards in heating, ventilation, air conditioning. It's equipped with many smart features. It can communicate with external devices and work with other pumps, so we have good international teamwork. Jens, question for you. What's next? What are the prospects?
Have a look. These two young, hungry men. There is a huge perspective for this factory for WILO here in Russia. So they are hungry. They want to go for more. But of course, to produce equipment for the Russian market is still a huge field of doing and developing products. We are still in the beginning. As Pavel said, 5 years is still a child and has to grow up, and we will do. Russia is a rich country on water. The neighbor countries like Central Asia are more poor on this. We need big pumps. Maybe Russia will export not only oil and gas, will export water to the countries. So there's a lot to do to get out what our customers want, what they need, to be quick, to deliver this, to be the first. All the time, the quick ones eat the slowly ones. So we need to be quick, and with this young men and the team here in Russia, we're in the position to do this. And this we should keep, and then we don't want to be a mass producer. I think Pavel very much everything customized, like nice ladies, like the only one with a dress and not the second one. Our customers sometimes like to have a very special pump. So, and this we will do. And our pumps and pumping systems and the service we give, the electronic, we talked a lot about this today. So we hope to surprise you in the future with products that are typical for our brand, for the young brand, and even it's already 150 years next year. We will keep the tradition of high quality, because without history, no future. But what you see left and right for me is the future.
Николай, поделитесь эксклюзивом. Над какими разработками сейчас ведется работа?
Nikolay, can you share some exclusive insights? What are you working on now? Please let me know the trends that we are now working on for our products. First of all, this is investing, innovating into power consumption. This can be tracked throughout our product range, and power consumption, energy efficiency from microtrends that Jens mentioned. It's becoming very timely. Also for Russian market, energy efficiency is important. We also have new developments at more than just pumps. There also, as we said, wastewater disposal, water supply, heating systems. First of all, they have to be customer-focused. They have to have smart functions to be more than pumps, but instead industrial solutions that are easy to select and integrate. For instance, Stratos Pico that are used in cottage construction, that are very easy to adjust in settings. Stratos Maxa that are installed at building construction, large scale. Stratos Giga 2.0 allows us to shift huge bodies of water, and also Sibu Smart and Rexus. This allows us not only to install them integrated into the digital space, but also to automatically detect and eliminate blockages. So they're self-diagnosing. We're working on all of this. These 5 product categories for pumps are in our product range, but we're also moving towards more power consumption efficiency and localization of our product range. Wow, I can see digitalization at work. And now I'd like to add that another trend, creating smart urban spaces, creates huge opportunities for companies, including WILO. And now is the high time to remind us of the company motto, pioneering for you, which means to keep changing, to follow the trends and problems of the modern world. Today, one of the key challenges is environmental, and also to remain in the lead, to stay number one. Thank you for listening. The simultaneous interpreting is now finished.
Ну что ж, сейчас самое время ответить
And
на
now
вопросы,
is the high
которые
time to
прислали
reply the
наши
questions
зрители.
from our live audience into the chat. The first question is for you, Jens. How does the company feel globally following the pandemic? Has it emerged okay or with big losses?
Okay, I don't know if the pandemic is already over or she start again, but we are, as a company, and this I say also in the name of our employees, we are quite lucky. Our results are quite good. It means we also can ensure for our employees they can stay, they can serve the families are safe. And there are two reasons why we passed this pandemic quite good, even if it hurts us quite hard in the beginning and also in between. We have two factories in China where everything starts. There we had in the first moment, of course, nobody had experience. We had losses in sales, they could not move, but they recovered very quick. And when the European countries came to this pandemic, China already was performing, so there was a solidarity between all the factories worldwide. Yeah? When China could not produce, the employees were safe because all the other ones were working, and the other way around. We had a very difficult time in India, as you heard, that the pandemic hit them very hard. This was very difficult for us. They are also nearly the only people also who died on this pandemic, on this coronavirus. But our management over there, also with the help of the headquarters and with the other group companies, especially we in the emerging markets where Russia also counts, we support each other in the way that they could perform, they could continue producing, as Oliver Hermes before said, and as the gentleman also said, how we could do this in Russia. This was a huge success. And the other thing is that our chairman of the board, Oliver Hermes, very early did a wise decision. You know, people have the tendency to be paralyzed. If such a pandemic comes, then they don't know and they're afraid. And of course, first you have to have a look what to do with this, how to react, how to make sure that the people not get sick in the factory and so on, home office and things like this. But then immediately our chairman says, come on, let's start to think how we get out of this. And we quite early moved a so-called Corona task force to a go-ahead task force. So how we going in? And we, under the supervision of our board, very early took decision how to come through this pandemic. And this, we still have the effort now and the success now from what we did at this time, from the decision of the supervisory board, to go ahead and to produce, for example, for hospitals, how to adjust our production, how we can we move to more shifts in the production and things like this. So there are two factors. One is also that people need more products because they want to build homes and so on, but also the right decision to the right time, future-oriented. Everything what I told you today, it's future-oriented. Also there was a decision in this direction what helps us a lot to come really quite well to the pandemic.
От меня вопрос, пока не от зрителя.
Question from me, how vaccination is happening around the world?
Every country a little bit different, of course. From the US, via Germany, via India, via China, we have different rates of vaccination of the employees. But for example, in India, where the situation is really worse, all our employees are vaccinated already. And so in Germany, we nearly through all the vaccination, even 2 times. So we organized this in the factories. So the employees could be vaccinated in the factories. They don't need to go somewhere else. You know, sometimes in Europe it was difficult in the beginning or something like this. So this was supported by the company very much, by Adil Kadrov, by the HR team. And so more and more we are safe and can run our factories with the employees.
Николай, к вам вопрос. Несколько раз написали, какое новое оборудование ждать в ближайшие годы?
What new equipment should be expected at the plant? Regarding new equipment and new pumps, for new pumps, of course, we're expecting update of existing lines, for example, Stratos speaker pump. It's an energy-efficient pump which is utilized in construction of private houses. And this year, possibly it was the impact of pandemic that people decided to massively build homes, and we see multiple growth, more than 50% of sales of energy-efficient pumps. And we expect that in the next year or so, we'll have the updated line of pumps of Stratos Peak, which will have more interesting functions for our consumer. So, Pavel, question to you. How a student can get a job or at least training, internship? Yeah, it's possible. And of course, they can come to a company or HR department. We always have, usually have vacancies regarding students. Then we all then in future we plan program of dual education where college student in parallel studies theory and works here at the plant and actually reinforcing its skills, and by completion of the program becomes experienced expert, and for the best we give the job. So please contact us. So it's time to summarize the results. I hope that we convinced you all together that WILO company has a great future, not only in Russia but around the world. I want to thank all the participants of our celebration talk, very productive talk, and I wish new victories to WILO company, and we'll discuss it at the next anniversary. Thank you.